right, I'm good. So can you just introduce yourself and just that you consent to being on camera?
Okay, so I guess my name is Laura, and I consent to being on camera.
Okay. All right. So my first question is, what is the purpose of dating?
Oh God. I would to have a connection. I'm assuming, but that can also happen outside of relationships and dating. I don't know. I'm bad at answering questions.
No, there's no right or wrong answer. I'm just curious, but so you would say to have a connection. Would
To have
you...
a reliable connection that you can come home to every night, I guess, is the ultimate goal.
Okay. Can you still call it dating without intimacy, or at least the potential for intimacy?
I think that depends on the boundaries that two people set and whether or not they are both looking for, I guess, it depends on how they decide because it's between the two people. So it's not
Okay.
like
So do you think that both people set the boundaries?
people have to set the boundaries. I think
Okay.
it's more on women right now, but I think both should be held accountable.
What do you mean it's on women? What does that mean?
Setting boundaries because, at least for me, like I've always had to set boundaries very firmly, right away, very vocally, and I've never had a guy be like, "No, please,
Well,
I
put it
don't. I
this
want
way.
that boundary."
What's the longest that a guy's ever made you wait for sex?
Yeah, I don't think there's ever been
Right.
a time where
So-
I've waited.
Okay.
It's always been me, like being like, "Not right now, sweetheart." Not.
Okay, so here's my question. Would you say that women are technically the ones who tend to be the ones who regulate the sex in a relationship?
Yeah, but I think, at least from my experience of talking to men just on a very platonic level,
Yeah.
even men, they wish they had more control in it, but they feel like it's all on the woman, and the woman decides when.
So
It's like a little-
We'll get back to you. Thank you. So my other question to you is this: if women tend to be the ones who regulate the sex in a relationship, why aren't women the ones who initiate the sex in a relationship?
I feel like that's a problem, and I feel like if a woman isn't trying to do something with you, there's a reason why. And when you're pushing sex onto her, it doesn't necessarily make her want you more. It might make you have sex with her, but if you're thinking about the long-term longevity of it all,
Right.
if you want her to want you, you have to make her wait. That's what
Interesting.
I would assume.
Okay.
Because I have a lot of girlfriends and they're like, I've fucked 3 dudes in one day, that type of shit. They brag about that type of shit. If you want a woman to respect you, you don't sleep with them right away. Because the woman's not going to respect you. It goes both ways.
So do you think that sleeping with a guy right away might discourage him from wanting a potential relationship?
No, but I think sleeping with a woman right away would discourage a woman from wanting a relationship.
You mean like a woman sleeping with a woman, or what do you mean?
Reverse the rule. We're just talking about men and women together.
Okay, sure.
Not about anything.
Sure,
We're
okay.
going into. That's a whole nother world I'm not all too familiar with. But
No,
if
no,
you're
no,
talking
I
about
understand. Okay.
girl and boy, I feel
Yeah.
like a guy will still consider you long
Yeah.
term
Uh-huh.
if you sleep with them right away. But from my talking to people of my generation and my age, of women, if a man sleeps with you right away, it usually makes it so that they're not a contestant for long term. Because you usually have someone you're talking to and you think it's going to be long term. So if you just sleep with someone right away, it's a throwaway fuck, I guess.
Do you think that's fine? Do you think men and women can be just friends?
I think so.
So if you asked your best straight single male friend if he'd hook up with you or date you, what would he say?
I don't have a lot of friends right now, so
Do you have more girlfriends or guy friends?
it's kind of girlfriends right now.
Okay. Do you think if someone has more girl or guy friends, do you think that says something about them, or?
I don't think so personally, but
Okay.
I know people who would not think that's true.
Well, I've heard that some girls maybe have a hard time getting along with other girls.
Yeah, and yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I mean,
I feel like it says something about your non-romantic life, but when it's just talking about them being your friends and stuff, it's not saying anything about your sexual character whatsoever, really.
Okay.
I want to say something.
Okay. Do you feel like love has to? Do you feel like love? We'll come back to you. Sorry.
Spiraling.
Thank you.
Spiraling.
Thank
Out
you.
of control.
Thank you. Okay. So my question is, do you feel like love? I told you we'd be interrupted.
Yeah.
Do you feel like love has to last in order to be worthwhile?
No.
You don't. Okay.
Because, I mean, my first relationship, it was 3 years long. It, like, broke my heart at the end of it, but I wouldn't, like, take it back for anything. Like, it was just something that was meant for that moment, and the moment passed and sailed away, and I would never go back to that moment, but it was still beautiful what it was.
I like that. What do you find most attractive about a man, and more importantly, how has that changed throughout your life?
I mean, I grew up very religious, so it was, you have to be this type of worthiness, and you have to be following rules and all of that when I was younger, of just following the religion to a T, and now that's kind of switched into more of taking care of responsibilities, being generous, like giving back. Like it's features about what they do and the direction that they're going. It's not necessarily where they are right now, but I mean goals and knowing where they're going and knowing that I want to be part of that and help them get there. And that's something that it creates something that can become a bigger connection, I guess.
I want to ask you one more two-part question, and then if you want to play something, that would be awesome.
Go for it.
Okay, this is just a personal question, but it's a two-part. I'll say it, the whole thing, and then I'll repeat it. How much generosity can you accept from somebody before feeling obligated? And on the other hand, how much should you give without expecting anything in return? So I'll take the first part first. How much generosity can you accept before feeling obligated?
I think that there needs to be a discussion once it starts. I mean, if someone's not just giving you a ride to work every once in a while or anything like that, there needs to be at least a discussion of where that might be going so that there's no one led in the wrong direction.
Like someone being led on or something like
Yeah,
that? Okay.
so I would be like, no more than $20 a week.
Okay.
If it goes more than that, then we need to talk.
Okay. It all comes down to communication, I think, right?
Yeah, it's making sure you guys are both on the same page. If both of you guys are okay with the situation and where you guys are, then it doesn't matter.
Okay. And on the other hand, how much do you think you should give without expecting anything in return?
I don't really expect anything out of anyone. I cherish what I have in the moment, and I realize that it can be taken away at any given moment, and it's better to just give what you have and not give too much so that you're drained. That's pretty much, take care of your fountain.
the only thing about that I'm curious about is they say you should always give you should try to give without expectation. The only thing is, if you just keep giving and giving and giving and you never get anything in return, at some point you're the fool, right? So where is that line?
I don't think at some point you're the fool. At some point you need to realize that no matter how much you give, you're not gonna get what you want, I guess. Like, you have to read, I guess. Let me try to find a better way to phrase it.
Okay.
So you have to give, and you have to realize that you can't rise above the little bit that you're getting until someone else gives you something. So let's say we all have like 10 spoons, okay? Mm-hmm. I give you a spoon, and then you never give me a spoon again. You're not going to get anything else from me. I gave you that spoon. You get to keep that spoon. I don't want that spoon back.
Okay.
But if you don't give me a spoon back, then we can't keep playing this pass the spoon back and forth game. Mm-hmm. So it's just realizing, okay, now you gave me a spoon back, now I can give you 2. What happens when I give you 2? Now you give me 3. Now I want to give you 4. Now it's this. It's something fun, and it's something that you know you're getting feedback from. But if you're not getting the feedback, then it's just like, that spoon was supposed to be taken. Let's move on to the next project, because this is not going to be fun after a while, so you just leave, I guess. It's finding the right time to... It's giving the bird seeds and saying, are you going to give me more? And if you don't continue to build on that, then it's gone.
Well, like some people will say, like, you're not supposed to count, you know what I mean? You're just, like, you're counting, like, everything's tit for tat. You're not, that's not
it's
necessarily.
It's not necessarily tit for tat. It's, I'm willing to give this away, and are you willing to build on that with me?
Okay. I like that. So I'd love it if you would just maybe just talk about your, do you have an Instagram or just about what you do out here?
Okay, I guess it's Bleeding Vagabond. It's on YouTube and Instagram, and I started writing music back November last year, and I enjoy it ever since, and it's really fun. So that's what I've been doing. I have a lot of projects that I'm working on. You can see it on Instagram. It's at Bleeding Vagabond. And yeah, I'm gonna. I don't know how to hold this.
Okay, let me cut it and then I'll.
Yeah, that's it.
To be paranoid and scared, I overanalyze to make sure I'm prepared. Creatures live in the corners of the room. The way they chase the walls reminds me of you. Want to say all is well, but I created my own hell. Now my neck is shaking. Don't have the answers for the questions you're asking. If I say what the truth is, you would be disgusted. Creatures live in the corners of the room. The way they chase the walls reminds me of you. Want to say all is well, but I created my own hell.
And there's more to it, but my glasses keep falling off, so.
I like that. It's kind of fun.
Oh gosh. Do you want me to do the next one?
I mean, it's up to you. Whatever you want. I mean, let's just do a little. All right.